Welcome back to Code with Trinity. Today we're going to do our first introduction to JavaScript. For the past few weeks, we've been learning the HTML and CSS structures, the styling and everything that we needed for the basic introduction to front-end web development. So now we are starting the introduction to JavaScript. Understand? There is a popular explanation that people have for JavaScript, CSS, and HTML. It is just something like if HTML is the skeleton of a web page and CSS is the clothing, then JavaScript is the muscles that makes it move. Understand? Now, this particular page we are having here is just our normal HTML and CSS. If you want to know how to make this particular layout, I did it's in the last video I posted on my YouTube channel. So just go there and watch it, or you can click on the notification above this so you can watch the particular video. Now let me point out the key points in JavaScript. Now what JavaScript does is that it adds interactivity to every web page you see. It makes the website dynamic, and they can change after loading, all those pop-up effects. It has all those introductions. Maybe when you enter Jumia website, you see this pop-up notification they'll send to you on your screen. Yeah, that's the work of JavaScript. Then it also runs in the browser, that's the client side, and it can manipulate HTML and CSS. Yes, JavaScript is like, if JavaScript is in this code, now this is just normal HTML and CSS that changes the color. If we have a JavaScript here, we can make this into be animated. You can maybe when you refresh your page, the colors need to be changing, stuff like that. That's what JavaScript does. Now let's go into basic JavaScript examples. So I will give you two examples so that we understand the basics of it. So first of all, I'm going to remove this particular code I did from my last video. So I'm moving the form, then the image. So what I'm going to do now, we are going to make an alert pop-up using JavaScript. So we'll use an inline JavaScript for it. Using an inline JavaScript, just the way we do inline CSS by just writing style, then you style anything you want to do. That's how we do that. That's how we also do with script JavaScript. So just type in script and close. So let's say alert. I want to say welcome to JavaScript. Let's just start with this. Start with my quote. Don't forget you have to put your quote. Welcome to JavaScript. Let me add an exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Save. Now let's see our web page if that's what we have here. Yes. This is the alert pop-up we have. You can modify, you can style the pop-up to your own taste. I'll be teaching that. I think in one of my videos I also teach how to style your JavaScript pop-up. But for now, this is what we just have. Once you click on OK, we are done with everything. That's just the page we have, the welcome back page. Now let me explain what this alert does. This alert, it makes a pop-up to appear. That's just the work. It makes the pop-up to appear, then the message goes inside of the code. So any message you want to write, you put it inside of this code. Now let me say I want to do hello guys, welcome back to my channel, something. Hello guys, hello guys, oh my god, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Code. Sorry, that was a mistake. And once we go back to my code, you see, hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Code with Trinity. So that's the number one example I have. Now let me do the changing HTML content. That's the second example I will do. So back to my code, we'll get rid of this. Then let's just say I want to write a text, but when someone clicks on a button, it changes to a different thing, to a separate text, or yeah, to a separate text. Let's just say I will do some paragraph, paragraph, then ID. Let's say name change, right? Now, let me just make it this will change. So I will add a button. That's the button that will trigger the text for changing. So you know what to do. We'll just start with button on click. I'm going to explain what this on click does. Change text. Now I'm going to say click me. Click here. Just say click here. Then this is just the basics. Like this is it. Let's see what we have in our code. Yeah. So when you click on it, nothing happens, right? Nothing happens because no JavaScript to tell it, okay, this is what will happen when the button is clicked, right? So let's do the script for it. Now we'll put in our inline script. Now let's call on a function. So we're going to call on the function change text. We're going to call on the function change text. Now function change text. Then open our curly brackets and get the document to get the element ID. So we'll have to start with document, then get element by ID. So the ID we are going to get is the change name. That's what we're going to get. Remember, on one of our classes, I explained that the ID we keep in our form when we are doing. I think we are making the video for. I was making a video for either the blog page or portfolio website. I talked about ID. The students that have been following up will understand what I mean. The ID is either use it on our script or we use it in our basic CSS styling. So now we're going to call on the ID, which is change name. This is what we have, change name. So we're going to call on it and say we're going to call change. Is it change text? Okay, name change. Sorry, name change. Name change. Yes. So I have to call inner HTML. Let's say okay. Let's continue. I will explain everything for everybody so you not get lost while I'm doing this stuff. Let's say this will change. Let's say it will change to. Let me just write a. Let me just write a separate text for myself. See, just say something. You clicked on me. Now I've changed. Right. So this is okay. This is just what we need. This is just what we need. Let me save. Control S. Then let's see. Yeah. So that's the second example we have. You click on me, now I've changed. That's for the button, but I've not done the part that when you click on it to change back to the previous text. That will be in our last video. But for my curious student that wants to explore things, you can actually try maybe googling it, checking something online, right? You can ask me questions personally and I will reply. Everybody on WhatsApp, my number is in the description. I even have a group that when I publish a new video, you get informed so you can watch and get carried along, right? So let me just start to explain what we have here. Now this document element by ID, it finds the HTML element, the ID I talked about it. That's the ID. Yes, then the inner HTML, this inner HTML here, it changes what inside of the element, right? It changes this will change. It changes it to you've clicked on me, now I've changed. So that's what it does. Now this one, this on click, this button we have here on click, it runs the functions when click. So when you click on it, the on click tells the browser that okay, go to my script, go to my JavaScript code and get the text there that has this ID name change. It's just something simple, it's not hard. Then it appears, right? So I was thinking that we should just try to do another one. Let's do an example. Let's do a calculator. Let's just design a small calculator. So I have to clean this. Let's clean this up. Let's clean this up. Let's clean this up. So let me just say calculator, right? Now let's make an input type. Since I'm making a calculator, so our type is supposed to be, instead of text, it be number. Be number. Then ID. Let's give it let's make our ID to be number one. So num1. Yes. Then close this. I think I should just copy this. I think I should copy this, paste, then change this to number 2. Right. So next thing we do is add a button. Add a button to it. ID, sorry, on click. Make an on click. Then add numbers. Let's just say run calculation. Then a place to give the result. Now we have to let's just say paragraph, or let's just put it a bold or h1. Let's make it h1. ID should be results, right? This should be results because I'm going to make the results out. Sorry about that. I think my PTI is just doing this overzealous work. I remember I told you guys to install Prettier. It does help in giving you full code instead of you typing one by one. You understand? It reads your code and try to suggest next line of code for you. Sometimes it might be correct, sometimes it may not be correct, depending on what you are trying to do. So right now I'm trying to make something, but it's trying to give me a separate answer to what I'm doing. But he's also right in what he's doing, but not in my own way, right? So I told you guys how to install Prettier, but if in case of you didn't join the previous video that I explained how to install the Prettier extension, this is the Prettier extension. They are well installed in my own. Now you click on this extension button. Once you click on it, it opens. You search for Prettier, right? Let's see. That's it. This is the Prettier code formatter. Here I've already installed it in my system, so I cannot uninstall it. But in your own, you see install, then you install it. As to make your work easier for you. So back to my code. So now we are done with this. Let me try to save and go back to our HTML page. So this is what we have here. We have the wrong calculation and everything. Let's try to see if it will solve. 2 2 wrong calculation, nothing, because it's nothing. Now let's add our JavaScript inline script. So script, let's say function add numbers, and let's do it function add numbers, curly brackets. Now let's say let x be our number one, right? We have to do let x be our number one, then let x be our let y be our number two. So this is what we're going to do. Let x get let x, so to get the elements, which is the number one and number two. So let's say let document let document get, sorry, I made a mistake. So I have to add this get document by id, right? Now this will be number one. Let's put in our number one, then value. So you know what to do, just copy this, paste, then change this to y, change this id to 2. So that's for it. Then now let's try to sum them together. Then let sum equal to number x plus number y. Let's see if this will work. Let's save and see if our code will run. So what we, let's say 2 plus 2. All right, now we can't just end our code here, so we have to get the result. So it's just summing it together, but it's not giving us, it's not outputting the result, right? So now we just do document get element by id, be the result. Now remember our inner HTML, so it controls what it displays. Equal to, so it's going to display the sum. Understand? The result to get the sum. So let's say equal to, sorry, sum. This is just a normal text, right? That will show. So if you want to change it to total, you can change it to total, then plus the actual sum from the mass calculated. Now let's save, go back to our code and see 3 plus 5 from calculation sum. See 8. We can change this sum to, let's say, total. Save 5 5 on calculation total 10, right? So that's all for the simple calculator and the 3 examples I've given you guys so far from the introduction to JavaScript. So that will be all for the video today. Kindly do it to watch the next video I'm going to drop on how to make use of JavaScript, right, with our normal code. Stay tuned, guys. See you in the next video.